Zambia Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I love the people in the Western Pacific world. My cousin there in Australia is getting ready to go to bed, but he will not sleep until he sees his cousin's face. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. There's one saying that I love about life. There's a say, there's a new kid on the block. So today, we'll be talking to a new kid on the block. I'm excited about this show to speak with some amazing, creative, innovative, entrepreneurship mindset women. Before we do that, before we jump into the business and everything else, let me say hello to this wonderful young man who's getting ready to boot me out of this job. Hi, Kasluba.
Hi, Uncle Nathan.
How's Insaka today?
Insaka is good. I'm loving the weather. How's
okay. Did it rain?
Just drizzles. Yeah.
Just drizzles?
Yes. But at least it's cool. Yes.
It's cool. Yeah, it's January. Okay. Uncle Roger, up in the north there, you just told us it's 1 degree.
Oh, yeah, it has just turned to zero, back to zero, which is okay in the prairies.
Back to zero?
It can be minus 29, minus 30. You don't want to be here that time of the year. But good to be here. Good to see the lovely faces on the show today. Good morning.
Yeah, today we are going to jump into some exciting stuff and listen to some inspirational people and stories and journeys and things that they have to say. Like we always say, before we begin this discussion, don't be selfish. Tag somebody. Tell somebody these gentlemen who make noise on Saturday morning are awake today again, and share the link and tell everybody we are on. So today we have our hosts from an upcoming show called Insaka Talk Show. And joining us today is Prisca Vandesta Chirwa. Hi, Prisca.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Nelly Matatila Bartholomew in my neighborhood. Hi, Nelly.
Hi, Pastor Nathan. How are you?
I'm good. Your voice sounds like a Pentecostal preacher who just came out of a long conference.
I'm battling COVID right now.
All right. You'll be fine. You're fine. We said a prayer for you. And also joining us is Miss Irene White, one of the most hardworking people I know around. Hi, Miss Irene.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. And lastly, but not least, this trailblazing lady here, one of the most dangerous member people you will meet in the world. Winnie Musonda. Hi, Winnie.
Hello, Malishani.
I told you she's a dangerous
I am
woman.
Trying to keep up.
Okay, since you are the last one I introduced, let me begin with you. Tell us about yourself. Who is Winnie Musonda?
Winnie Musonda, she's a young mother with 2 beautiful babies. I have a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're such wonderful babies. They give me joy. They bring me they make me live. And every morning and night I pray that I'm grateful that I have my children. I could be here. And Winnie Musonda, she's such a lovely young woman who love and love friends and family. And I run a non-profit organization in Zambia helping kids living with HIV/AIDS. And I love hard. And if you mess up, you're gone. You're not coming back.
All right. So my introduction was right on point. Winnie, tell us about that non-profit that you run. I think it's got to do with HIV/AIDS. And so how did you start and what prompted you to start that organization?
Yeah, it's a kind of bitter story to it. So a couple years ago, in 2000, I lost my older sister. She was only 25 years old, and she had HIV/AIDS. And as you know, at that time, there was no medication for HIV/AIDS, so it was very hard to know what it was. It was like kapena banaloa, kapena kwalimendoshi, or kapena kwa jealous. The whole thing was going on. But at that time, my father was a pastor before he passed away, and then my mom, she was a teacher. So there was, commotion that happens usually in the families when you're battling that kind of diseases, and it was something that came into my home that really kind of affected how we were living as children, and just acceptance of knowing somebody was HIV positive. So she died, and then they said she died with pneumonia. But I knew at that time that there was more to it. So, cut the story short, I came to the US, and I knew I would find out why my sister was sick, and I knew she was HIV positive, of which is, it was a stigma to even talk about it. So when I came here as a probably 19, and I kind of talked to my mom about it, to confront my mom, like, take the, because I'm the person who kind of break the yoke. So I told them, like, I know what it was. It was HIV/AIDS, and it was embarrassing to talk about it, but I'm gonna find a way to make myself feel okay to talk about it. Because if I feel this way, I know somebody feels that way. So if we have a slogan that says infected or affected, we need to support each other. Because even if you are sick, you are infected. But I'm not sick, I've been affected. And then, cut the story short, um, years later, I lost my two brothers in 2012. They died in 2 months apart. So my
Wow.
older brother was HIV positive. He was told in front of my mom that he was HIV positive. So the stigma killed him. And then my younger brother was sick after they buried him. After they buried my older brother, a week later, he wasn't feeling well. So they took him to the hospital. They said, "Oh, he had TB." And then, at time in Zambia, there was no way of knowing when they're gonna test you for HIV/AIDS. They used to
Yes.
wait for the results. So they waited for like a month, but immediately they started giving him a TB medication. So my brother died the day his result came in that it was HIV/AIDS, and the CD4 count was only 1. So imagine living in a month having TB medication. So all that just made me mold well. It's sad I say, like, I don't know how God had to use me using the pain that I went through, because it's easy for me to talk about it now. If you hear my voice kind of cracks sometimes, but I know how I felt, and I know how embarrassed it was for other people. But I told myself, if this is how I'm gonna feel, I'm gonna make sure somebody doesn't have to feel how I feel, because most of us, we've lost families, fathers, aunties. But for me, it was so close because these are my siblings, and then my sibling left the kids. So which means we had children who were at under 2 to now. My niece is in college. My niece just graduated to be a doctor. My nephew is going to be a teacher with masters. My nephew is Evelyn Owen again is doing business. So it's like we've been taking care of these kids, me and my sister, my mom, and they are all in my mom's house. So I realized if I can take care of my babies, what about those kids who are vulnerable, who don't have aunties like us? And then I'm not going to do it myself. I did ask God, if you're going to put me in this journey, you're going to help me find people who's going to help us to take care of these kids.
That's right.
So we adopted the kids from Chingwele Clinic in Matero, Lusaka. So these kids that we take care of, they're just not from the street. They go to the hospital, Chingwele Clinic. They get counseling there, they get medicine there, and then they get after programs and other activities. So we use these kids because they are part of the community, so we can make sure they feel safe. That's why you hear we talk about safe space. We want to be a community center. So that's a little bit all. I think I
Okay,
kind of
let's leave it there.
yeah.
We'll come back to it again and hear that story, because I know we can have a show about that. So, okay, let's go to Chicago. So here is Miss Irene White, and somebody's like, okay, so the question is, tell us, who is Irene White? If somebody asked that question, how would you respond to that?
Okay, Irene. So, so Irene is a single mom. I have a 20-year-old son, and I always say that I might not have all the money in the world, but I'm rich in some kind of way. I'll tell you why. I
That's
have all
amazing.
my I have all my siblings here.
Mm.
All my siblings are here, so a lot of people don't have that. I do. So I have two brothers, and we're three girls, and they're all in the medical field.
Wow.
So I feel so blessed. I'm the one who migrated here first.
Okay.
I used to work for the airline, the travel agency in Zambia that was like partnered with Zambia Airways at the time. Then I moved to London. I went to school there. Then I migrated here. Immediately when I came here, um, my siblings joined me. So we
Mm.
are a very big family here in Chicago. We are all in the Chicago area.
You all live in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Send
So,
some to take.
so I've had a very huge support system from friends. And
Mm.
of course, my family has been my major support system. I have my own business. I love babies. So I decided to open up a company that's called Baby Snuggles. So
Oh
instead of
wow.
actually watching like toddlers, my business, we serve newborn babies straight from the nookie
Mm.
into the house. Apparently, there's a service out there where when the baby is born, maybe the mother is going through like you know some withdrawal issues. A lot of women have withdrawal issues when they have babies because their bodies change, their minds change, so they don't take care of the baby the way they're supposed to. Um, so that's when they call my service. So we
Okay.
go in there and serve them for 3 months because we have to help the mother to know how to breastfeed, and then we have to teach the baby how to suck on the nipples and teach them how to sleep train, things like that. So it's a very noble business. I love it. It's not for everybody. It's
Yeah,
not for the
I've
faint.
never heard of that before.
Not for the
Roger.
faint-hearted. It's for just people who have the hearts to do that.
Yes, you
There's
need to have the
money.
heart to do that.
There's money in there, but
Oh,
you
okay.
have to, yeah, you have to,
You
because
have a
there's a
heart.
lot of liability. So you have
Ah,
to go in, yeah, and then we had to serve these clients in the midst of the pandemic. So you can
mm,
imagine you
yeah,
had to come in with a lot of gadgets and your face, you can't even see your face, just to make money. We are
yeah. It's
hustlers.
a challenge. It's a
Yeah,
challenge.
we came here to hustle, and some of us are single mom. We have to chow through the hustle path until we get what we want.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, Irene, uh, some people may not know that you're a breast cancer survivor. Just talk to us about that, how it transformed your life, and how you've become this strong advocate of breast cancer.
All right. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. At that time, there was another lady, a friend of ours, unfortunately passed on. I won't mention names just because of privacy.
Yes.
She had breast cancer as well. So we all rallied around her and tried to help her, as much as possible. And amazingly, she was given, I think, 6 months or 8, 9 months, and she
Hmm.
lived for 6 years. She was very strong. So I kind of modeled her strength from her. So when I was told that I had breast cancer, I found it myself actually, by the way. I was knowledgeable about, self check. So I
Mm.
did that and I found it. So when I went to the hospital, I'm the one who told them. I said, I have a lump. Can you check
Oh,
it?
wow.
Yeah. So that's why I always tell women, don't be scared. Do a self check, you know, feel yourself and make sure that when you feel something that's inconsistent, make sure you tell the doctor. So, well, to cut the story short, I found out, and I had the surgery, I had the radiation, I had the whole nine. I actually went through so much.
Mm.
I, you know, I always say God chose me to still be here to be an advocate for breast cancer because I have a very strong demeanor, and I'm always there to listen to somebody who has issues about cancer, period. I started with breast cancer, then I realized that other cancers also matter. So I started a course called Pink Love. So I have outreach workers in Zambia. I have
Okay.
about 8 ladies. Yeah. So what we do is they go and do outreach and they find vulnerable people that have cancer, whether it's breast or any other cancer, and then we kind of like mentor them
Yeah.
and make sure that they, because you see, people don't understand when you have a cancer patient, even the caregiver is a patient.
Yeah.
So we have to nurture them from the caregiver
Wow.
to the patient, because it's like when you get on the plane, they tell you to fasten your seatbelt and put all that stuff
Yes.
before you can take care of the other person. So the caregiver has to be 100% strong in order for them to have all the strength to take care of. Yeah. So
That's
I
good.
I can tell an aunt about my breast cancer anytime. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I feel like when I say it, people will learn from me. And
Amen.
thank
That's
you
right.
so much for asking me this question. It's very important.
Irene, amazing. Because you see, the purpose, the reason we are doing this show today, everybody, I want you to understand that in as much as we want to be part of the launch of the Insaka show, we want you to know that if you have issues in the family with AIDS, there's Winnie out there you can talk to. If you have
Absolutely.
issues with cancer, there's Irene here who you
Yeah.
can talk to. And I mean, we're going to learn a lot of things here as we now move on to learn to talk to Nelly and also to talk to Prisca here. I mean, amazing. Everybody who has tuned in, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Moore, Prophetess Mwaka Musonda. Everybody, please share the link. Oh my goodness, Dallas has come up strong here. La Maryland, Dallas has come out strong today. Let's see the Chicago people here who's watching and everybody else. So, Prisca Vandesta Chirwa and Roger, I'll tell you a little secret here. When I was talking to Prisca during the week, I told her I was having a little seminar of myself how to pronounce the middle name. So she told me, just say it like Muchwemba, just the way it's written. So who's Prisca? Who's Prisca? Where does Vandesta come from?
Vandavestas come from, one of my parents is South African. My mother was South African. My dad was Zambian.
Okay.
And the Chira is my married name.
All right. At least you married in the right tribe. Okay,
I sure did.
You know, Tumbukas are the smartest people from Zambia.
Yeah.
So who's Prisca? Tell us about yourself.
Prisca Vandavestas Chira is God's child first. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am an entrepreneur as well. I'm a humanitarian. I like to call myself a humanitarian because I'm very passionate about helping other people, empowering them, and see them grow. Being born in Zambia, raised in South Africa, my grandmother was one of the freedom fighters that migrated to Zambia. And she was part of Mkonto Wesizwe. So I was always involved in helping people, one of those kids that was toy-toying and stuff like that. That's where my passion comes from, helping other people, empowering the community and stuff. Not only that, when I moved here, I worked in the medical field. I worked for the Greenabam Cancer Center. It's one of the big cancer centers in Maryland. And I always had a passion for beauty. So that's where my entrepreneurship come in. Working at the cancer center taught me a lot, to value life. Like you put family, all those other things that like valuables do not matter as long as you have love, your family and stuff like that. And the entrepreneurship side of me, I own a hair salon. I have hair products as well, which they're not cancer free. They're sulfate free. They don't have a lot of products. I mean, a lot of harmful products to them. So they are sulfate free and stuff like that. So.
Okay. So your experience, I want us to show this photo. Your experience at what do you call it? At the cancer center. led you to start something? Before you respond to that, I want us to show this picture of you, and I want you to share what was going on here and why you did this. Do we have that picture, Mrs. Mwale? Okay, talk to us about the so you did that.
I shaved my hair because I wanted to support and relate to my patients, my clients, and my friends that lost their hair because they were going through chemotherapy. And with that, I started a hair care line, which did not have a lot of harmful chemicals. And my dog as well was an inspiration for that. Yeah. So I was very supportive. Even when Irene was going through chemo, I was like, Irene, hey, I'm shaving my hair. I'm doing this. I'm writing your name on the board and stuff like that. So I was there for that journey.
That's cool.
That was the inspiration for me shaving my hair.
That is very cool. All right. That's Miss Prisca. And let's come to my neighborhood, Dallas. Nelly, you are all over the place in the Metroplex.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing happening where Nelly won't show up.
I'm a busy bee.
You're a busy bee. Who is Nelly Matatila? Bartholomew. And where does I always tell you I like your last name, Bartholomew. Where does Bartholomew come from? So tell us, who's Nelly Matatila?
So I'll start with the Bartholomew. Bartholomew is my married name. My husband comes from the island of Grenada, and that's where the Bartholomew comes from. Before I was married, my name is Nelly Matatila. There's a Sasha somewhere there in the middle. Most of my siblings like to call me Sasha. So I grew up. I was born and partially raised in Kabwe, and please don't laugh about the Kabwe part. I got it right this time.
No, we won't bring the Vegas thing here. We left it there. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
So and then growing up, my parents, my dad got the opportunity to work in foreign service. He was the deputy ambassador to Mozambique. And so we went to Mozambique when I was 12 years old, schooled there for some time, and then got transferred to Swaziland, where I went from grade 9 to grade 12, finished my high school there, and then migrated to the US in the early 2000s.
Yes.
So I'm a mother. I'm very passionate about community and community service. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I do have a 9-to-5 job. Yes, I'm a customer success account manager at Microsoft, but I also have a business that I've been running. This is the 15th year now here in the Metroplex. I do have an office down the street. It's a tax
Tell us about that office. Is it okay to talk about it?
Absolutely.
You're speaking like you are FBI, an office. What is that office, Nelly?
It's a tax business. So I do.
There you go. We are in tax season. So everybody, let's support our local Jew here. She can do the taxes for you.
Yes, I've been doing it for 15 years now, and
wow.
Yeah, it's quite. Actually, for a long time, it's the only thing I did until I decided to go back into the work world and got a 9-to-5. But yeah, that sustained me for years because it made it easy for me to be a mother and then juggle the business and be there for my kids at the same time. So as a result, my kids never went to daycare because of that.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Kasuluba.
It's an honor, actually. I can proudly say I met Miss Nelly when she was here. So yeah.
It's good to see you again, Kasuluba.
Good to see you too. Yeah. And I think they all have inspiring stories. It's really moving to just listen to what they're saying, what they have to say. And yeah, they've really encouraged a lot of us and inspired us to see ladies that that have been faced with so much challenges, but yet they are pushing businesses, community service, and all that, wanting to give back. It's really amazing. Great job, keep it up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So with all these, everything that you ladies do and that's going on in your lives, you decided to add on Insaka Talk Show.
That's the question. That's a good one.
No,
I said this to you when we spoke during the week. I'm sure your son just said, "Mom, really, Mom."
I know. He's always thinking I'm crazy. He's like, "What do you have up your sleeve now?" Because you see me get busy. And I tampa feel busy, so I, Mommy, what is it again? Like, don't worry about
Okay.
it.
I want us to show another picture here, and then I want to ask you a question about this. Okay, there you go, people. Abakankala bandalama. So you ladies, this past weekend, you were in Las Vegas. My question is, was this the first time you were meeting, or how many of you had met before? So was this the first time you were meeting?
So this was the first time that I was meeting two of my co-hosts, Prisca and Winnie. I had met Irene here in Dallas when she came for Bakona's funeral. She had come to support all the way from Chicago. And so me being close to the family, we met, we chatted, and we loved each other instantly.
Yes.
Like, who is this lady? So when we got to Vegas, that was the first time we were meeting.
Okay. How did that go, my Bemba sister?
Amen. No, actually, Vegas was amazing because I've met Prisca before. We talked on the phone, but when we met, it's like somebody that has been in your life for a long time, but you just never know where they were. So it was like love at the first sight. And then when I met Nelly and Irene, this was like God said, there's a puzzle in your life. And then I feel like as a child of God, I believe in when you're growing, things grow. And it's sometimes you grow out of love. So whatever the situation you are in, embrace it. And I feel like God is taking me to another level of meeting another puzzle of life. I have girls that I work with Williams Love Foundation. We work so amazingly, and we've been working so well. Like these are three beautiful women, Wupe, Malita, Monica. But God adding up another set of three women, I'm like, oh yeah, this is amazing. So meeting them up, it was epic. I think that Davis Van Defet Queen.
Hi, Davis. You know I love you. Okay, Kasuluva's got some things burning on his heart he wants to ask you.
I see that.
Okay, moving on. What prompted the idea of Insaka Talk Show, first of all? Why the name? Does it have any bearing to the culture background?
Yeah, I can take that. Well, we all know Insaka means gathering together in Bemba. It's a Bemba word that our parents, our grandparents, and our forefathers, they used to use that Insaka to go and like talk about issues of the village, of the clan, or whatever was going on. We didn't have counseling, like our names, they go for counseling. That was the counseling. You're having trouble in the home, they have to bring it to the Insaka. Insaka. So we wanted to bring our Zambian tradition and culture back in our lives so we can share the richness of our culture and our tradition to the world. So we wanted them to know that where we come from, The reason why we are strong, it's because we have fear and respect for the elders. Abakalambanga bamita, come and sit down and they ask you why you did it. You don't talk back. You appreciate that they even spent time to even think about your problem and work with you and advise you, and then you grow better. So we decided this Insaka is like the best way to bring to the world and tell them that we need to hear your problems or the issues that you're going through that are unsung. So when we bring them to Insaka, we can talk about it, learn from you, you learn from us. So it's a whole big family. That's the name that we chose. Yeah. I hope I said it right. My cohorts can add one or two.
You
Yeah.
said it right. That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Now that we have that established, there's four of you, four wonderful ladies, obviously. But then, how will you decide the content of the show?
Prisca, you want to take that?
We all throw in ideas, we vote on it, we think, we talk about which one is valuable, which one will people learn more. And after talking about it, discussing it, can somebody relate to this? For example, if I went through a hardship when I came here, Nashupka, this is what I did to get to where I am. Can now my story inspire somebody else? So we look at those things.
Yeah.
Not only that, we ask advice for our viewers, our people, our friends. What is it that you would like to talk about? What is it? We want to talk about uncomfortable topics, things that we don't touch on. For example, the way my mates, for example, they treat them bad. For chashut kakunoma paper, things, just difficult topics that people don't bring to the table. And after we talk about that, we want to have a solution too.
Yeah.
Great.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Kasuluba, before you continue, now that she says that, and Roger needs to come here, you are too quiet. What are you thinking about?
It's processing.
I know. I'm just loving the show.
No, he's very careful when the guest is a lady or a woman. You know, these people are there. So here is the family setup, like you said by Irene, okay? When the issues are in the, I'm bringing this, and my wonderful sister, Brenda, is listening here, and I'm bringing this up. All of us are in the diaspora. You've got a 20-year-old son. I don't know how old the Winnie and the, what do you call it? I know Nelly's family, and what I'm trying to say is, okay, back home to Aliquata, that process or procedure of, what's the word here? Before I get here,
Amavunde.
there you go. I told you Tumbukas are the smartest people. You have the issue of Amafunde, chairman, okay? Is that going to be part of the narrative? How should we proceed with that as we are out here?
We will bring in experts to talk about.
Yeah.
Like for example, right? I have a 12-year-old.
Yes.
I don't know how to raise a child. I just came here when I was 18. I didn't know how to raise a child. But you know what? Through what I learned from my mom,
yes,
how you doing?
Actually, my child is doing much better than I was doing. Because when I was that child, I was just sitting down doing nothing. But I'm here by myself and I'm looking back. I'm like, I don't want this child to lose up and be an American all the way. So I tell them like, oh, when you finish eating, can you clean up that? When you do this, can you make a bed? They don't really necessarily have to do that work, but they trying, and then you just go and clean it up. That's molding them to how we grew up. But in Gatuabaleka you know how our kids here, they be just, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna go watch TV. Then we are losing the tradition out of them. And then when they go home, like when she went home, when she was, I think she was 6, right? I'll give an example. My nieces were having tea. They don't drink tea here. I never.
You mean when you went with her to Zambia with them?
Yeah, and she was a 5. So everybody was drinking tea at the dining table in the morning. She goes like, I want cereal with cold milk. My mom was like, why I didn't want to cold milk? I'm like, that's so good. Like, Winnie, what is this? How are you gonna be doing this to the kids? I'm like, in the morning, you should not do that. And I learned something. And you know what? Even my 6-year-old, they drink tea in the morning before they go to school. They have oatmeal. It doesn't matter what time is it. I woke up early enough to make sure I make them have oatmeal. It's not because they can't have it the American way. I just want them to grow and knowing when you have warm breakfast, you go to school, your mind is set. That's how our parent did. Now, with the mom, at least everybody of us here, we ate porridge in the morning.
Yes. Yes.
So we try to put in that. And then if we want our children or our American kids who are here, if we can't do much, we'll bring an expert or somebody older to tell us how we can groom our children, because we don't want to lose. We're the first generation here, right? We want to make sure our kids know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we're going to be putting it out.
Quick question. I have a quick
Take a
question.
message.
Very good, inspiring stories here.
Take a message.
I don't know anyone who has Nathan, a mom married to South African or vice versa. It's the first time I'm meeting Miss Prisca.
The other way around.
I know, right?
No, not even the other way around. I don't hear such, and especially that it was way back in time. I found that very. Why she be South Africa? South Africa, we just started very soon going to South Africa. So that's why I'm sorry to say there is an inspiring. Yeah. There's an inspiring story of Miss Irene, baby. Yeah, I've never heard such a business. Someone there.
Baby snuggles.
Yeah, a lot of information
Sister here losing. And you know, Miss Winnie, this is why your story is not really strange. A lot of us lost relatives in such a role, but we never discussed them. It was kind of yeah. So I will be watching your show, and I really want to find out what was it that when you are talking to you're talking to elders, they told us to look down, don't look them in the eye. What was that about? You know, I'd like to hear what you ladies will find out. Miss Nelly, I wrote here the tax collector. I'm sorry, it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah. So you are adding on. When is your show? How many hours per week? Also, I don't know if this is advice. I heard Miss Irene say we vote on the topics. We've been doing with this with Nathan. 14 years. There is no need to vote for a topic. What is your topic? Okay, we'll discuss it. Yes. Anyway, that's my. But how many are you going to be having in a week, or once a week, every day, stuff like that?
Thank you for that question, Roger. For now, we've decided that our shows are going to be dropping every Friday evening. So when you complete the week, so that we have a nice and stimulating conversation. Yeah.
Okay. We'll be watching you. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Yeah, we need to be watching this. I can't wait and to.
Any politics? Do you intend to talk about politics?
No, we don't intend to talk about politics.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, every leader has been meant to be a leader, right? We are just to contribute to make sure they do well. And the only way we can do well, if we do well, the leaders.
Yeah.
No, politics are
we don't want to.
I can tell you.
Besides, if we want to hear politics, we'll watch you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like the pen.
So if I'm politics.
That we follow. It's by Akulonga airport.
Kasulova, go ahead.
Okay.
Now that you've answered that, maybe the other question is just how do you envision the future outlook of the talk show, individually as well as a team?
I'll take that one. Our vision for Insaka, like the other ladies have already put it, I think Irene explained it really well, and Prisca added on to it. Our vision is to summarize it. We want to inspire, we want to educate, we want to inform. So after every episode, we want to provide information about whatever we talk about, so people can learn, even as we learn ourselves. Right? We hope to grow with the show. We very much want to hear the feedback from our audience, and we want to take that back to the studio and see, hey, what can we do to improve? So we are constantly growing. Our motto is um, to be a learn it all people, not a know it all people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'll add up from Nelly, we were talking about how we treat our own celebrities here. So we've had issues, even just comedians or anything in fashion, in anything, any way. We don't treat our own like the way Nigerians do, like other countries. So we're trying to inspire our own, whereby if we have an upcoming artist back home, we can also bring up and interview them to our Instagram talk show, ask them about their lifestyle, how they lived, how they're striving, how they're doing. So that way we put them on the map, because we're in the US. For God's sakes, we have loops. Even if nobody's gonna see it, but somebody will see it. Nigerians, they have talk shows everywhere. They have Facebook shows everywhere. So we want to be able to inspire in any way, whatever. Not just my personal foundation, different foundation organization. Bring them over here. Let them say what they have to say, and not even celebrity, even normal people. We're going to be interviewing. If you're a parent or you're going through something, or divorcee, all that kind of stuff. So we just want to like marinate everything, so Zambian can have somewhere where they can just speak.
Can I add something on what?
Yes,
Amy said?
please.
We've been talking about just a very small social stuff, social platform like TikTok. You find a lot of Zambians. I mean, I'm going to talk about Zambians. I don't want to talk about another country. So I'll talk about my country. TikTok, you find Zambians doing a song, an Afrobeat song on TikTok. Why not take B1, take Your Map's song, take whoever, Slap D's song, and do a TikTok? You're promoting your own artists. You're promoting your country. You're actually putting Zambia on the map. Because a lot of I'm sure you guys know this. Most of the time when you walk around, they see you have an accent. The first thing they ask you, are you from Nigeria? It upsets me, but I know they don't know. So you
Especially
have
if it's a Nigerian asking you that question.
I'm telling you, it just, but we have to learn. So as Insaka, we are trying to see how we can bring that to play. Because if the artists that are sitting in Zambia who have so much talent don't have a voice, they have a voice now. Insaka is their voice. They can come to us and say, I've been doing music for a very long time. Nobody knows me. Even if they are just, like rookies, we want to uplift them so that people know. So behind the music is this person, something like that. So that's where we are with Insaka.
Could I just add on to what the lady said?
Yes, please.
So our vision for Insaka is not just, to be fun, we are talking. We also want to empower the minorities. For example, I was speaking to a young lady who she's self-taught. Not only she's seen that her community something is lacking, so she's now starting a school to teach Banamayo. Women that have been abused, okay, not only but you can go out there, start a business, and feed yourself. I was speaking with another young lady who she's in the United Kingdom. She has bought a car for Banamayo, Badiabafunda, Abadishengoma, and stuff like that. So not just celebrities, but ordinary people.
Yes.
You make a difference in somebody's life. Wabakunoko America, there is always that bridge where ba Zambia bachitefi, ba America bachitefi. That's why the separation. It's not just like, oh, I've got an iPhone 13. I've got this. What difference are you making? Are you feeding your family? Are you supporting other people? Are you empowering Zambia? Are you also teaching the spirit of Ubuntu and paying it forward? Because if I can buy machine for somebody, or we pay school fees for a lady that wants to learn how to ukubila, that lady pays it forward. She's feeding kids, she's feeding people. So all of that combined with what the lady said is, at the end of the day, we want to grow, we want to inspire, and we want people to learn and pay it forward.
Excellent, excellent. Kasuluba, we have a lot of messages from our viewers.
I see that.
let's read some of them. Can we please read as many as we can?
I like one.
Definitely. I want to start with one from Miss Chihana. I'm glad she's actually logged in. It's actually in line with I think what Miss Nelly and
where's Miss Chihana listening from or watching from?
Yes.
UK.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I wanted you to tell the people where Miss Chihana is watching from.
Okay. Yes, Sheffield. So she actually asked to say, are the shows going to be live and interactive, or are they going to be pre-recorded?
Both.
It's going to be both.
Both. No, we just didn't want to answer at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. We're looking forward to the Insaka show. It will be very enlightening and inspiring. That's Pastor Mwaka within the Dallas community. Namunji says positive energy. No politics, please. She's very happy about that.
No politics.
No politics for us.
No politics, please. I'm going to, and yet Namunji is very political herself. It's nice to hear her.
Surprise.
I can say she's my sister.
Surprise.
Musanje, Pennsylvania says, welcome Insaka ladies. Please address the issue of drug abuse by our teenagers. Peer pressure to smoke marijuana. We have lost about 4 or 5 kids, and mother-led on promoting life insurance. Other messages, there are a lot of messages that have come through by Janet. So proud of the ladies on the show. Looking forward to watching every Friday. Great intro, Vakashana. I like
Thank
that.
You,
Vakashana.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah. And here is from our very own celebrity, Zambian millionaire, Mr. Chirwa. Great.
Our producer as well.
Our producer as well. So nobody knows the truth.
Nathan and the team hosting. I'm sure Davis is just saying, I don't know what Pastor smoked this morning. That's my brother. This was very inspiring. Well done, our dynamic ladies. So what day will the show be showing, and what time will the show be airing?
So the show is going to be airing every Friday evening at 5 p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m. Eastern, that's New York time, right?
Yes.
Which is 4 p.m. Central.
Time.
And then Abakumangalande, what time is it?
Hey.
You know, England
5,
is
that will be about 20 midnight
like
in
24, Zambia. To midnight. Yeah, we're right.
It will be midnight in Zambia, which is about 10 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah.
It's also going to be on YouTube, so they can always watch it later.
Yeah.
Here's a message from one of Zambia's celebrated journalists, Kwangu Liwewe. Can we please?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I mean she's very innovative. She's helped us many times on this show. She's been on this show. Kwangu, we love you. She says, "Nice one, ladies."
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice one, ladies.
Na mwisho wa Nathan.
Great concept. I love this. Trust me, I'm in. Very encouraging from Muzo West 95. Wonderful.
Can I say something about what Dr. Monsanje said? He asked a lot of questions, and they are all very, very, very important questions that we need to table, me and my co-host, because we have an issue about drug abuse, mental health. Of course, we don't know if drug abuse is marijuana or hard drugs. We don't know, but we just know that in our community, this is a problem. Actually, it's a problem even in Zambia.
Yes.
Because I
Yes,
had
yes.
my two nephews were drug addicts. I had to literally hire somebody to take them to Chainama is where they have the mental health clinic for
Yeah.
drug abuse and stuff. So she had to take them in our absence. So it was really challenging. And now to find out that even here in our own Zambian community, we have children who are actually experiencing that. That's probably something that Insaka will talk about and maybe bring an expert to elaborate a little more about it. But that's a very good point, and the point of life insurance.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
now we'll talk about it.
Life
I'm
insurance.
telling you, we are tired of
Every
GoFundMe.
day, I'm a GoFundMe.
It's not like we're tired.
Mm-mm.
Every household's financial situation is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you
No, we are
cannot,
tired. No, we are
yes.
tired.
You're just gonna throw it out there like that.
But
I'm trying to be very modest about the way I'm saying it. But
The
Roger,
pastor,
now we are just tired.
the
Yeah,
We
pastor
are
has
tired.
to say it as it is.
to
We
let
are
her
tired.
Prisca,
We'll, we'll have to look at it, but that's for another day. I just wanted to make sure Dr. Monsanje knows that all his points are very, very important to us.
That's very true. Everybody watching, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Zbtr TV, and we are also on Facebook, Zambia Blog Talk Radio. We are also on Twitter at Zambia Blog Radio. You are all mothers. You are all mothers. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, different ages of the children. I know Nelly has got a college student in the house, Irene and that 20-year-old. Prisca. What type of conversations are you see? The thing is, these days, it doesn't matter how young the child is. They have some opinion of some sort.
Yeah.
What sort of conversations are you having with your son, Irene?
Well, like I said, I'm a single mom. So I'm raising my son as a mom and as a dad. I might not pair up to what a dad can do for him, but I do the best I can, know how, the way I was raised by my parents. So I think overall, my son, I can say he's one of the good kids that I know, not because he's my son, but he just has those qualities that any mother would want to have as a son. Like very respectful, very helpful towards me, very reasonable with my financial situation. He's not needy, like I was telling a friend of mine, I last bought anything for my son a year ago. And this is true. A year ago, that's when I last went and bought something for my son. He's always saying, "No, mom, pay bills. We have bills to pay." Because he understands our struggle, because it's just me and him. So when you're raising a child in your household, you have to make sure you tell them things that they're going to encounter out there when they're by themselves. I'm not a rock. So if you don't learn now, ukalata mbokulanda, but I cannot say he's everything good. Bantu munangani. Unangani wenovo, that I can give him 100%. Because he takes his time to do something, but he will do it. But these other things that concerns mom, he's number one. I cannot even say anything bad about him.
Miss Irene, let me commend you for saying that, because you see, we find it easy to blow negativity and bad things.
Yeah.
We find it very difficult to appreciate people of the good. That's why I always tell people, I always like to say good things about my friend here, Roger, okay? Because the last thing you want to do, it won't make any sense.
That's very true. That's very true.
Let's learn to say
it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good son. So we have 3 minutes here. I wanted Prisca to say something also. What type of conversations are you having with your children? How old are your kids?
So our oldest is 16, our youngest is 12.
Okay.
Like Irene said, Vanangani, but overall, we have amazing kids. They are good kids. Their grades, they all have their personalities. Moishawanwam.com, right? So we have the oldest is Isa. If we need to fix something in the house, maybe we just bought a new gadget, we call him Isa. And then Olivia, if I'm cooking, can you watch my pot? Or can you watch your food? We call Olivia. Zoe is the strongest. If we want to move something, oh, can you move this? Can you move this? And then we have the youngest, the boy. But we do the importance of education. Put God first in your life, the importance of education. Yeah. Learn. We try and tell them, I love you as much as we can. Teach them values, the principles and the morals of life. Not only that, you need to remember that you're Africans, Munima Africans, that's your background. Yeah. So we try and instill that in them. Gotcha. But other than that, like you said, good grades and everything. So we have amazing kids.
It's important to appreciate the kids. We've run out of time. I wanted Nelly and Winnie to say something, but it's okay. They understand. They are my relatives. So the show debuts when? When is it going to first air? The date? Did we say the date?
No.
28th, which is next week Friday, right?
Next week.
Next week Friday, Insaka Talk Show goes live 5 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Pacific, I think midnight, Kumangalande, Kulibatandi, and it will be available. The Insaka Talk Show is on Facebook. You can follow them there. And what's the website, Nelly? Insaka?
It's www.insakatalkshow.com.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show for today. Prisca, Nelly, Irene, Winnie, thank you so much for taking the time. We look forward to the show. We'll be encouraging and promoting you. And those of you watching us, Mwebama Company, will very soon be, those of you who would like to advertise on this show, we'll be doing that beginning February. We'll be sharing the information if you'd like to get some airtime on this show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Excellent. All right, everybody, let's log back in onto Open Forum where we throw grenades. We don't hold back. Have a wonderful day.
In the Open Forum, we are talking nothing about
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.